Good morning, dear listener. This is Pastor Brian, and I am ready. Are you ready for the morning devotion? And our morning devotion has been picked from the book of Ezekiel, chapter 22, verses 30. And I'm going to read, then we can expound in it in a little while. So I sought for a man among them who would make a wall and stand in the gap before me on behalf of the land, that I should not destroy it. But I found no one. And I'm going to repeat. So I sought for a man among them who would make a wall and stand in the gap before me on behalf of the land, that I should not destroy it. But I found no one. Dear listener, this is important. That it seems like God was scanning through a people. He was looking for someone. He sounds to me desperate to find at least one faithful person who can walk alongside with him. He seems to be desperate. I don't know about how you think, but it seems to me sometimes God is desperate, and desperate for us. Desperate in such a way that he really wants a communion with us, but he does not get the privilege. Being God, man has always denied God the privilege of extending his goodness and love and care. We have always resisted it. Even in instances where God would have really made us to blossom and succeed in life, we have always and consistently, without ceasing, rejected the influence of God. Let us have a close look at this book of Ezekiel. And I have entitled my little presentation as Standing in the Gap. Standing in the Gap. So it is important to stand in the gap. God contrasts the poor leader with the godly leader. And we see that in the book of Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 22, the one that we are handling. The poor leader oppresses and destroys. He destroys his followers. While a godly leader stands in the gap, which is important. There is one who destroys others. There is one leader who destroys his followers, but there is another who stands in the gap. And he stands in the gap on behalf of the land and on behalf of the people. Verse 30 is very clear. God is desperate, looking for you and me to stand in the gap, looking for me and you to be a bridge, to be a means in which God is going to reconcile himself to his people. And it is still talking about a leader. It's talking about a leader in different capacities. You may be a leader at home where you're a father or a mother or a big brother or a big sister or a member of a family. We have leadership roles. The fact that you are a brother gives you the prerogatives of a leader, and a good leader for that matter. There are people who are brothers to others, but the rest who are brothers and sisters of them have never felt what good can come out of a brother. And so those particular individuals have failed to be a brother. Others have failed to be parents. They have failed to be good parents. Some have failed to be good neighbors. Completely failed to be good neighbor. Some have failed to be good citizens. And some, with the positions given them by society, have failed to be good leaders. And so God is looking for a people, a leadership in your own capacity who can stand in the gap between him and those people. And the main thing that you're supposed to be doing is actually to represent God, to show who God is, to enlighten others about the goodness of God. And some of these things cannot happen if, dear listener, we are not representatives of God. When we are not standing for the right, for justice, if we turn out to be corrupt, we are not going to stand in the gap to represent what is good. If we are going to be tribalists, if we are going to be thieves, if we are going to be people who are going to oppress, then we have deprived ourselves the privilege of a people who would have walked closely with God. Let us delve a little deeper. To serve as a middleman, serving God and serving the needs of the people, you must be one who is upright. And when others look at you, they say, yes, he looks like a relative of God. He looks like a brother of Jesus. He looks like a spirit-led person. Now let us look at some of the traits of a good leader. And this, number one, is consecration.